Hello, everybody. It's me, Janine. It's so nice to be back home. I was near Dallas for several days visiting my mother. So it's nice to be back home in my studio talking to you guys. So tonight, I'm going to be talking about a group of courageous Black women called the Black Angels, and they were nurses at the Seaview Hospital in New Jersey. Before I do that, I want to give a shout out to some nurses that I know. Ebony Johnson, who is my cousin, she graduated nursing school in December of this year. So, shout out to my cousin Ebony. She has children, one of which has a disability. So she had to really go through a lot to become a nurse. She was caring for her children and going to nursing school at the same time. So big ups, big shout out to my cousin Ebony Johnson. I am very extremely proud of you. Everything that you have done and everything that you will do. Shout out to my cousin Ebony Johnson. The next person I want to mention is my cousin Nafari Luckett. She served in the U.S. Army. She was a nurse in the U.S. Army. So thank you so much for your service, Nafari Luckett, my cousin. That's another dynamic person in my family that served in the military. You will be hearing about her later. I'm doing a documentary about the military service people in my family, and there's a whole lot of people that served in the military dating back to the Revolutionary War in my family. So you'll be hearing more about Nafari. The next person is my aunt Clara Foster. She recently passed. She passed in February, and she was a nurse. Then Lydia Henderson. She was also a nurse. She's retired. Regina Furr, my cousin, and Lydia Henderson's daughter. She was a nurse for many years. She actually worked with Catholic priests. She, I guess that's home care nurse, but also she was a nurse in the hospital, and then she worked with priest and all. Then my best buddy, my friend since 11 years old, Donna Worley. I hope I'm saying her last name correctly. She has been a nurse for 38 years. What? Ooh, what? What? Yes, my best buddy, Donna Worley. Thank you so much for all that you do. She worked some long hours in Temple, Texas as a nurse, and I just appreciate her. When my father was passing away, she came to the house and checked on him. You know, she cleaned his wounds for me. I didn't even ask her. She went in the room and checked on my father. And so I appreciate all she did that day when she was off of work. She's a giving person. So I appreciate her. The next person I want to talk about is Donna's daughter, Caitlin Shearer. She has been a nurse for 4 years. She has a bachelor's in nursing, and she is studying to be a nurse practitioner. She's working on her master's degree in nursing. So just wanted to give a shout out to all these wonderful nurses that I know, and they are fabulous people. I guess you have to be a special person to do this, to put yourself out there and care for other people. So now we're going to get to this video about the Black Angels. Here we go.
Here I was 16, working as a nurse's aide, and I got my training through Seaview Hospital.
That was in 1947. Virginia Allen left home in Detroit to follow her aunt, who was working as a nurse at the Staten Island Hospital. Seaview opened in 1913, specifically to treat tuberculosis patients, a horrific disease that was killing millions.
I was too young to be sophisticated enough to be afraid.
By 1929, almost all of the white nurses there refused to care for patients. So Black nurses were recruited from around the country. These frontline caregivers, about 300 of them, became known as the Black Angels.
This gave them an opportunity to work in a non-segregated environment and to use the skills that they were taught. And that was reason enough to come here.
Allen, now 91, spent 10 years at Seaview and worked on the pediatric ward.
The nurses had to keep daily logs of what was going on the wards.
Maria Smelios is the author of The Black Angels, to be published this fall.
It is page after page of pain and anguish and suffering.
At its peak, there were nearly 2,000 patients in the facility, almost double the intended capacity.
There were many problematic patients who did not want to accept Black nurses taking care of them, even though they were critically ill. Some patients didn't want the nurses to take care of them, but the majority of the patients called the nurses their angels. And that was the beginning of the term Black Angels.
Stacy Toussaint is a local historian who includes the story of the Black Angels as part of her Black and Women's History Tours. This is the first time that she's meeting one in person.
To be able to talk to someone who, as far as I'm concerned, is living history, there's no greater honor than that.
The hospital closed its doors as a pandemic facility in 1961. Today, it is a rehabilitation and nursing facility. But the past is still very much alive here. In this surgical pavilion, there are rooms filled with original artifacts from the Black Angels era.
Virginia's an angel, a real life angel. And really everything we do every day sort of harkens back to her ability and love for taking care of people.
It takes my breath away sometimes to still be here. It's very, very emotional because I'm speaking for many people, not just myself. But I am proud and happy that I am able to do it.
And happy she can still share her story today.
Wow.
Oh, doggone it. Okay. He had a little technical difficulty there. But I just want to share that with everybody because I just learned about the Black Angels last month. And see, there's so many stories that we as Americans, especially Black Americans, don't know about it. Our history has been hidden from us. So I thought it was important that I share that with everybody. And then when she said that some of the patients didn't like that Black nurses were treating them, I've heard that today. I've heard that, this century from different nurses. And one of my uncles who used to work in the hospital as a surgical nurse. And I've heard them say, some of these white patients don't want them touching them, and they'll ask for a white nurse, or they'll ask for a white doctor because some of the doctors are Black, and they don't want anybody Black helping them, which is crazy because you're sick. But hey, that's racism, right? But anyways, I just want to share that with you guys. And I'm going to go ahead and get off. This was a very short video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, morning, evening, wherever you are. And thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.